The plane was landing at the airport. I looked at the clock, it was 3 a.m. When I stepped onto the first step of the plane exit, it started to rain. I quickened my steps towards the terminal. I waited by the security guard's rail for my luggage to arrive. When I saw it, I picked it up and left the terminal. The rain had gotten heavier. I stopped by the side of the street to hail a taxi. A little further down, I saw a small sign that said, "Taxi." I walked a little further. It wasn't a car, it looked more like a stroller. I opened the handle of the bag and dragged it along on its wheels. The driver was a centaur. I was surprised to turn back when he said, "I'll take you wherever you want." I thought it was a taxi, sorry. Well, it's a taxi, the sign on the roof says so. Yes, that's right, I meant a car, not a carriage, with a driver who is half human and half horse, right? I felt like I had upset her. I was in a bad situation myself. It was 3 a.m. and I was tired too. No matter how fast he drove, she couldn't catch up with the speed of the car and the car was safer. And how could I trust her? As if she had read my thoughts. From the bag she had strapped to her side, she took out 2 cards and said, "Maybe it can help you, and if you don't want to, I won't insist." A ID card named Selena, which had been approved by the seal and signature of the police and the New York Taxi Union, and the second card was hers, on which she had written her phone number. I returned her ID card and kept the business card. I said, "Very well, madam, I'm getting on. I want to go to East 20th Street after the Manhattan Bridge." I went up the steps that came close to ground level. In front of the seat there was a wooden platform on which I placed my suitcase. I sat on the seat, it was very comfortable. Selena said, "You got wet in the rain. There is a box next to the seat that contains a cover, you can use it." I opened the box, took it out, and wrapped it around myself. Selena smiled and moved. The sound of the stroller's wheels and her feet hitting the ground gave me a special calm. The stroller made no sound and moved smoothly like a car. I looked at Selena. Trenchcoat wore a white-colored carriage and on the half of her horse, a tall cover that reached her knees and only her tail was out of it. She had put it on. Gradually my eyes grew heavy and I fell asleep. When I woke up, we had arrived at East 20th Street. I said, "If possible, go into the first alley inside Plot 7. She also took me there. I took the cover off my head and put it on. Selena said, "Leave it there, I'll put it back later." I took my suitcase and got off. I said, suddenly it was so rainy. "Thank you very much. How much is the fare up to here?" $10. I gave her the fare and said, "It was very comfortable and good." I didn't even think about it. At first I was hesitant. "I hope you are not upset." "I'm happy. No, I am not upset. Still many people have not believed me. Cars move much faster than us." When I decided to do this and ordered this stroller, I thought it would be hard, but not that much. You were one of the few customers of mine today. I hope you succeed and get more human customers. I looked at her card and continued, "If I want you to work for me, will you accept Selena? So for your person? Will I become your driver?" "Kind of, yes. Of course we will agree on the salary. Because of what I am, do you want to have me under your control?" I said, "This also involves interference, or better say yes." "Selena, I need to think about it." I gave her my card. "If you want and your mind changes, you can find me here." Selena set off. Until he disappeared at the top of the street, I followed her. I opened the door and calmly entered the house.